Are you doing any of the following activities this summer? Hanging out with friends, going to the beach, going outside for a run, visiting Granville Island, watching Netflix indoors? Or maybe you're out for a picnic. Either way, you should be wearing sunscreen. Sunscreen helps protect you from sunburns and skin cancer by filtering out ultraviolet radiation. UV rays can be distinguished into two subtypes, UVA and UVB. UVA radiation is a longer wavelength of around 320 to 400 nanometers, while UVB is a shorter wavelength of around 290 to 320 nanometers. Both UVA and UVB are contributors to sunburn and skin cancer. However, UVB is identified as a primary contributor. To protect us from UV radiation, sunscreens include key or active ingredients that help filter out these wavelengths. Active ingredients in sunscreens are separated into two categories, physical or inorganic filters and chemical organic filters. You might recognize physical sunscreen or sunblock because they leave that dreaded white cast and are more commonly found in baby or kid formulations of sunscreen. The two common ingredients that you might find would be zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. These ingredients absorb, scatter, and reflect UV radiation that hits your skin, effectively sunblocking you from UV rays. Titanium dioxide is noted to be more effective filtering out UVB radiation, while zinc oxide is noted to be more effective against UVA radiation. Therefore, having both of these ingredients gives you broader coverage and more protection against both UVA and UVB radiations. Chemical or organic sunscreens are a little bit different. They also absorb UV radiation, however they convert and release it into non-harmful heat. There are a lot more ingredients that you might find in chemical sunscreens. Some of them include oxybenzone, avobenzone, octinoxate, octocrylene, homosalate, and octisalate. Again, some of these ingredients might offer more protection for one UV radiation over the other. For example, avobenzone filters out UVA radiation better, while homosalate is better at filtering out UVB radiation. Here are two important considerations when you are buying your sunscreen this summer. Firstly, choose a sunscreen that has a high SPF rating, preferably over 30. SPF, also known as sun protection factor, is a measure of how well your sunscreen protects you against UVB rays. For example, a sunscreen of SPF 30 will protect you from 97% of UVB rays. Secondly, choose a sunscreen that has broad coverage. SPF indicates only how well your sunscreen protects you from UVB radiation. However, we know that all UV radiation, including UVA, can contribute to sunburns and skin cancer. Therefore, make sure to find a sunscreen that's labeled broad coverage or ones that include ingredients that filter out both UVA and UVB. Finally, here are some quick tips for applying sunscreen this summer. Choose a sunscreen that can help you apply a uniform layer. For example, if you're using a spray sunscreen but it's very windy outside, you might get a patchy application. Choose a water-resistant sunscreen, especially if you're going to be swimming or doing any water sports. Apply your sunscreen 15 minutes before sun exposure and reapply every 2 hours. Use shade or protective clothing to your advantage. Also, don't skimp out on your sunscreen. It's there to protect you for a reason. Use 1 to 2 teaspoons for your face and neck, and then 2 to 3 tablespoons for the rest of your body. Remember, sunscreen protection only goes as far as how well and how often you reapply it. And remember, sunlight also comes in through the window. So even if you're staying at home all summer, make sure to put on that sunscreen.